You make my high come down. Ooh, you make my high come down. Always tripping when you come around. Never have to cut you out like right now. You see, I don't have to drive me. You can say that for your mama. Maybe you should smoke some. Me try the marijuana. I was never you good. The vibe was straight. Showed you a couple of things and they finished change. I treated you right. Everything was a gift from a time to your bag and the color on your lip.
Welcome to a special edition of Seahawks Man to Man, a YouTube exclusive. Want to appreciate you guys for joining us on our channel today. Make sure you, before we even get started, you like, subscribe, review, comment, all that stuff. We really appreciate the love and support on our channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the channel as well. Seahawks Man to Man. It's the name of the channel. Seahawks Man, the number 2 man. You can follow me on whatever Elon Musk is calling that app these days, at Mike Dugar. It's right there next to the money bag logo on my hoodie. Appreciate that love. Chris, go ahead and talk to him.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Christopher Kidd. You can follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter at CKIDD206, and that's CKid206.
All right, welcome to our Standout Plays edition of Seahawks Man to Man. This is week 4. We're gonna go. It feels like it's been forever now since the Seahawks played the Cardinals, but we always try to drop this on Friday before the next game, so we have time to preview the game with our with someone who covers the opponent, which we've already done with the homie Greg Auman, covers the NFL for Fox Sports. He's based out of Tampa, so we had him preview Seahawks Bucks. Make sure you check that out. It's on our channel as well, also available on all audio platforms as well. But in advance of Seahawks Bucks, I want to talk about some plays that really jumped out and that are probably going to be instrumental, at least the players involved in them, in week 5, on Sunday against Tampa. So, Chris, you watched the film. I feel like you're just starting it off every week. That's fine. Let's keep the rhythm going because they keep winning. So what are your standout plays? Who are you highlighting this week?
Keep the rhythm going. I like that. Well, I'm actually going to surprise a lot of people. Whoever thought Chris would pick a tight end to talk about for his standout plays of the week? So I got 5 different plays that I want to look at, and 4 of them are in the run fits. Now, albeit the offense in total has not been consistent in running the football the way they would like to, the way they talked about it going into the season. But I'll tell you this, if everyone blocked like A.J. Barner, wow, the Seahawks are probably doing really well, because he definitely stood out to me when I went back and watched the tape. I was like, man, he had a really good game. And I'm sure the tight ends coach and the wide receivers room, they were all excited, and I'm sure Coach McDonald gave him some praise. But shout out to A.J. Barner. You guys remember going into the season, Noah Fant, question mark, was he going to be on the roster? What was the news? End up releasing him. A lot of people thought that was an odd move to make because Noah, he was a fine player. I know he's making maybe a little bit too much money, and on the field he wasn't maybe producing the way fans would want. But for the most part, when Noah was out there, he was fine. But in my head, I'm thinking, well, A.J. Barner's next man up. And they also drafted Elijah Arroyo. And those two, for the most part, so far, through 4 games, they're looking pretty good. And going back and watching the tape against the Cardinals, A.J. Barner definitely stood out to me from that victory against the Cardinals. So the first play we're looking at, it's in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10 from the Seahawks on Arizona's 35. So they're moving the rock down the field. They'll come out in 12 personnel. So that's going to be 2 tight ends, A.J. Barner and Elijah Arroyo, with 2 wide receivers, Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith-Njigba, and of course K9 in the backfield as the running back. And it's really a simple play, nothing too crazy with it. But what I like about it is the point of attack, right? So A.J. Barner, he's on the top of your screen on the hash. He's right next to Charles Cross, the left tackle. And when the ball is snapped, his job is to seal off the edge defender. And he does that with ease. He makes it look easy. And now, number 5, don't know who he is going into the game. I don't think he's Pro Bowl or anything like that. But in those scenarios, you'd want your tight end to handle that. Make light work of it. So that's Baron Browning. And for the most part, A.J. Barner clears it out. So he seals it. Snap, bam, seal. K9's able to find a little room, and you get 9 yards off the rip because of the offensive line and AJ doing their part. I mean, that's just picture perfect, hands on, pushing them back, sealing them off so K9 can get through that crease and K9's able to find some daylight. And again, it's a 9-yard gain. That's a good run. That's what you want to see out of your offensive line and your tight end. So you watch AJ Barner seal the edge, push a number 5 back. No, there's nothing more you'd want from your tight end in that scenario. And he did that for the most part throughout the game. And that's just one instance. And then you see him at the end. He points over to the first down, letting everybody know that, yeah, we're moving the sticks here. And that's just Mike has talked about it a lot. Mike Dugar, that is, has talked about sometimes when you need to block someone, it's really just about going over and doing it, right? It's the will and want, putting your hands on somebody and moving them back. This one right here, he is getting after a Pro Bowler. Number 10. You guys might remember him. He played for the Bears. I felt like, what was it, last season, and had a pretty good year. And it don't matter. AJ Barner, she's number 10, and is like, yeah, I'm going to handle business. He does a really good job of sealing it. Now, you want to be picky, could have been called clipping, but he handles Josh Sweat on this one. And it's one of those plays where I'm not the biggest fan. So this is another 1st and 10. This is the second quarter, 2:26. Seattle's moving down the field, and it's a toss play to Zach Charbonnet. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not the biggest fan of the toss to Zach Charbonnet for reasons I've discussed in our last episode. But on this one, it works out because your tight end, who is split with Cooper Kupp right next to him. So Josh Sweat is at the top of your screen, number 10, and right there is AJ Barner, and then you have Cooper Kupp. So on this one, he's basically blocking down and sealing off because they're tossing it to the right, hoping that everyone does their part. And you got fat men moving up the field. I believe you'll have Abe Lucas leading the way as a pulling tackle here. So we'll go ahead and roll it. And you see, yep. So it's not the greatest block, but it's just enough to spring Charbonnet. And that's all you would want because it could have went sideways a couple of ways, right? If he misses this block, if he misses completely, Zach Charbonnet loses 7-8 yards easily. But AJ is able to get just enough on Josh Sweat, push him outside, and then there you have it. You got number 72 going up against a corner, and that's what you would want in that scenario. You want your 300-pound offensive lineman, full head of steam, taking on a DB because that's 9 times out of 10 a win for your offense. And Zach Charbonnet gains a few more yards, tries to shake a defender off, and gets a positive game. But you're looking at where it starts, and number 88 does a solid job of getting enough of number 10, Josh Sweat, and moving him out of the play. Because again, if he doesn't, you're looking at a huge loss, and then everybody else, for the most part, does their job and is able to allow Zach Charbonnet to get 15 yards on the run. So another example of good runs, a good play. This third run we're going to look at, AJ Barner again. This one, it's really about getting your guy and moving him back. You'll take 5 yards a pop. I think you'll take 4 yards a pop. This one, it's 1st and 13. You're almost in 1st and goal. You're getting there. You're in the red zone though for sure. So that's a plus. Actually, you are in 1st and goal. Excuse me. You got 13 yards to get into the end zone, and this is going to be a 5-yard run. And you'll see the physicality that Mike McDonald and the offense talked about. You'll see it here with AJ Barner. Simple run to the right. AJ Barner is going to take on number 27, and he's going to move him about 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, which allows K9 to get up the field. And that's all you would ask. Can you move your guy out the way? Can you make sure that he still makes a play, but look at that drive. I mean, he just pushes him back 5 yards. That's exactly what you want to see from your tight ends. Boom. Where are you going? Come here. And you get a nice little 5 yards. You got to love these type of plays. Boom. Drive. Can I see some daylight? Nice little 5-yard gain. And that's something AJ Barner's been doing for the most part all season. Now, if you guys remember on Zach Charbonnet's touchdown at the 1-yard line, well, you know what? AJ Barner, he's bullying number 27. As you just saw in that previous clip I just played, he pushed him back about 4 or 5 yards. Well, yet again, AJ Barner handling business against, you guessed it, number 27. He does it again. Akeem Davis-Gaither, he just gets pushed back. So it is 3rd and 1 from the 1, second quarter, 1 minute left. And AJ Barner wins on this block. It is a sight to see. He does a really good job of just clearing him out. So AJ Barner is at the top of your screen, hovering right over number 10 and number 27. And he's just going to get in there, turn him, push him into the end zone. And it's just a really good block. Unfortunately, it's not good from everyone else, but I want to focus on AJ Barner. So he's at the top of your screen, in between number 10 and 27, and you'll just watch. Send the guy in motion and then turn, push, pull. There. That's textbook. Beautiful. We're going to get it from the end zone angle, and you'll see it a wide angle, and you'll see just how he turns him and creates a really nice hole. It's unfortunate that the hole didn't last long because obviously there's penetration, but he does a really good job of sealing him off and allowing Zach Charbonnet to see that lane. So that's just another example. And then there's nothing better than to wrap it up with a touchdown. Now, obviously, all these plays are not in sync. I didn't sync it up because this touchdown happened earlier in the game, and a couple of these plays were in between. So it wasn't a perfect, we're going to pay off A.J. Barner with a nice little pass for a touchdown because he's been blocking his ass off. That's not the scenario here. I just ended up having it last because why not? So if you guys remember, this last play we're going to look at, it is another 12 personnel, and the Seahawks are up 6-3 with a minute 30 in the first quarter. And it's a simple play, right? It's 12 personnel. You got your big boys out there. You can run it. You can pass it. You can do a couple of different things. So in this scenario, they send a guy in motion. That's Zach Charbonnet. So in my mind, watching it live, there's a passing down for sure. But watch A.J. Barner. He's again lined up right next to Charles Cross, who is the left tackle. So at the top of your screen, you'll see a Cooper Kupp at the numbers. If you go down to the next player, that's A.J. Barner right there. Just watch A.J. Barner and what he does here. Snap. He comes out lollygagging like the play is not for him. That's the best part about it. He comes out as if, I'm not even getting the ball. Don't worry about me, number 27. I'm not getting the ball. Don't worry about it. Come to find out, I am getting the ball. A subtle hesitation, and sometimes that's all it takes. You watch it, the snap, comes line of scrimmage, just jogging, hesitates, boom, explodes out of it. And that's tough if you're a DB or a linebacker in that scenario. You got a guy that comes out of the snap, looks like, he's not even trying to make a play for the ball, and then he just goes from 0 to 100, and you're left flat-footed. And that's exactly what you see here. The linebacker's flat-footed. He's relaxing. Oh, you're not getting the raw. Oh, snap, too late. And then Sam with the just easy layup for a throw. I mean, look at the throw. I think I can make that throw, and I'm not a professional quarterback. So that's me showing love to A.J. Barner, who I thought he had a really good game against the Cardinals. Just timely plays. As I mentioned, not all the plays went for 30-yard gains or anything like that. But if your entire offense can have that mentality when blocking in the run game, I think that just makes the offensive line that much better. You're looking at K9 and Zach Charbonnet have more consistent days. And I was just impressed by A.J. Barner's detail within the run game. And then, hey, you know what? He caught a touchdown too. So it all worked out. I thought he had a really good game against the Cardinals. So those are my standout plays from week 4 against the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, shout out to AJ. I'll get a name for the touchdown next time I talk to him. Touchdown dance. Sorry, I'll get I'll ask him we'll give it a name. So if he doesn't have one though, you guys, I will put that on the show, and then we can get suggestions from you guys, and I will then relay them to AJ. So that would be my contribution. Before I roll up these plays here, just want to note on the toss you showed, Zach needs to make that guy miss. That should be a tug.
I thought I was going to run him over low key.
Whatever you got to do. He got just mopped up in the open field. He should go. Shout out to Jalen Thompson, no go Cougs. So whatever, that's who number 34 is. But yeah, you got to make that. All right. Anyway, my stand-up plays are focusing on Julian Love. Quick little backstory here. So I got caught behind 2 accidents in my Uber on the way to the stadium on Thursday. So if you guys notice, I don't really tweet that much until like midway through the first. That's because I missed like the first 4 drives of the game. I didn't actually walk in until they were reviewing Kobe's fumble. So I say that to say it was actually cool going back and watching the film of the entire like first 4 drives because I hadn't seen them. I was watching the game on my phone as I was like running around the stadium to get in and getting denied at every gate. So I was aware of what was going on, but now I didn't watch the plays from the bird's eye view. So it was really cool to go back and watch on film, see some guys that stood out. We had, as usual, as Chris can attest, as usual, we had, I'm gonna just roll this as I talk. We had a lot of people to choose from this week. A lot of guys. Could have chose Leo, um, could have chose Kobe, could have chose Sam. Us not choosing JSN, probably a pre-production mistake there because that boy was killing it. But we focused on him post game, so it was cool. Anyway, Julian Love, let's focus on him. I feel like he doesn't get enough love, no pun intended, so we'll give him some here. Just making plays, just being really decisive, just being on this stuff. I just like it. It just shows up and how it's affecting the game. I'm gonna show it in multiple ways here. So this is on the first drive that I didn't watch live. It's just a little quick. This is like a little out, a little out to Trey McBride, right? So this game was really important. Here we're gonna run that again. This game was really important to. You got to guard McBride, right? He's their best player on offense to me. So when you're the safeties and the linebackers, that's your matchup, so to speak. Just how on all the clip, half of Chris's clips there, you saw 27's matchup was AJ Barner, and he was losing. So there you go. Julian had a matchup essentially with their best offensive weapon and did a really good job. So here's on the first drive of the game, and it's a quick little out, 7 yards. Okay, cool. You like Mike? Why are you showing that? Just keep that play in mind, right? That's why the YouTube video is not over yet. And so that's just keep that play in mind. We're going to come back to that. But then here is the first third down of the game. You got Julian on the line of scrimmage. He doesn't blitz a ton, but I just like that whether Kyler planned this or not doesn't really matter. But I just like in my head to imagine that he peeked at Julian coming free and was like, nope, let me get out of here. Because watch Kyler here when he kind of peeks over at Julian and then, throws the ball. He jumps to throw this for some reason. I'm out on Kyler, you guys, but that's neither here nor there. So watch Kyler as Julian comes, a little peek, and then now it's just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna stand here and try to make this throw. I'm gonna roll out. Again, this could have been designed, and then DeMarcus Lawrence is who blows it up. But like Julian's speed here and DeMarcus's speed, he just says Kyler actually stood to stand here and make this like a big boy quarterback. He doesn't. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Not a Cardinals pot. But I do just like, hey, Mike's like, all right, let's get J Love going at the ball because as you're gonna see in pretty much all these clips, J Love coming downhill is really good stuff, right? All right, so what play is this? Is this the interception? Yeah, this should be the interception that Kobe had when I finally got into the venue here. All right, so that is Trey McBride, I believe, right there next to the left tackle, right over Boye, bottom of your screen there. So we're gonna watch there first. All right, watch there first. Watch Kyler. Right there. He wants that, or at least it looks like he wants that. That's where his feet are set. That's where his eyes are. And it's the same type of route we just saw earlier in my first play. All right. But look where Julian is now versus the other one, driving on that bad boy. So Kyler's like, I can throw that. Let me whisper into the mic here. He probably should throw that anyway. But again, not a Kyler podcast. He doesn't, though. Hesitates, has to reset, and then looks at Reek and Marvin Harrison running the dig on the backside of the play. Throws this for some reason that only Kyler and God really knows here, and then it gets picked. Right? I think I have the end. Do I have the end zone shot of that? I don't. Let's see. Let's roll back though. Let's roll back to the start of that play because I thought that was really, really good there. It stood out when I was watching the film. I was like, oh, took that away. Good for Julian, right? Again, a simple play to get the ball to their best player. Let's take it away. And not only do we take it away, it leads to an interception. Just good stuff there. If only Kobe held on to the ball. Bad. Ball security here. Do not do that. Let's see. This play, I believe, is in the second quarter. If you guys remember in the game, and I did see this live, Kyler's best ball of the night. His best ball was the Marvin Harrison touchdown. That's great stuff. One of his other best ones was like a corner route. It goes over Job, right in front of Julian Love. Big game. Okay. Here's the next play after that, I believe. You watch Julian again. He's lined up over McBride. They're going to try to, this is towards the bottom of the screen, that is. They're going to try to hit this same joint, or at least look to it. And boom, where we at? No. If he throws that where it should be, which is probably to McBride's outside shoulder, I would guess, to try to get it away from Drake Thomas, the linebacker, tries to throw that there. See, nah. Chris, you know where Julian's going? He throws that where it should be. He's going to the crib. Going to the crib, you know. And I just like the coming downhill aspect of it. I think all these plays are cover three too, but doesn't matter. I just like to just send it, go, because Julian coming downhill is just a really good player. Tackled well in this game. I don't have any tackle plays, but I can just see how much they were just like attention, like Chris mentioned with AJ, attention to what they're trying to do, attention to them trying to get the ball to their best guy. Let's try to take that away, and then force Kyler to do dumb stuff, right? Because what happens when Julian, even if this is design pump fake, that could be the case. Even if it is, doesn't matter. Because look what Kyler does here. Kyler now is not fully reset. Now Kyler is like leaning back on some Fat Joe stuff, and now he's gonna try to throw this deep ball to what's his name, Xavier Weaver. And come on, man, that almost hits that lady right there in the orange shirt. You should not. That should not be where that ball goes, right? So let's go back. Let's watch this in full. All right. So this is in the second quarter. Julian creeps up, takes away the joint. Woo! Off my back foot. Come on, dog. You don't got that. Very few quarterbacks got that for what it's worth. Let's watch this because I like this, man. And maybe that is an intended pump, whatever. I don't know what that would do because Job's on this. And he lets this fly off his back leg. I don't like this. Step into that if you're gonna throw it. And then Job's got that locked up. But again, I just liked what just jumped out was because you notice Chris Trey didn't have a great game. What do you have?
5 for like 60 yards, nothing crazy.
7 for 52.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then the longest one was a 17-yarder. It was the play I mentioned, the corner route. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this really would have solidified an excellent first half for Julian. This is what should have been an interception right towards the end of the first half with about 50 seconds left, I want to say. So now Julian's back up at the top of your screen. And also, if you guys are noticing, I'm sure, and if not, I can go back and point it out, but notice how they're in these two high structures, but still able to take away the quick game stuff. That's really impressive. You need safeties who trust what they're seeing from depth and just go. Even if it is just like cover three and that's my rotation, cool. I still have to make the rotation, come at the right angle, take it away, but just be ready, you know. And he was. He makes a good tackle on Trey, short of the sticks too. Later in this game, Julian does. Here, Julian's at the top of the screen. Again, we got the too high look. Trey is in the slot there towards the top, and they're going to try to basically take advantage of Drake Thomas, which low-key looks like they were trying to take advantage of the backers in the passing game most of the day. Shout out to J Love for having their back. And so you got McBride at the top. Drake widens out. And then, all right, cool. Julian sees what he's on. Eyes on Trey, who's got his eyes on Kyler. All right, let's go play ball. This should be not a house call because he has to leave his feet, but this should be. Look at he drives on this. Oh, yeah, let's look at this again. Let's look at where Julian sticks his foot in the ground. Sticks his foot in the ground. What do we want to call that, Chris? 41? 42-ish? Yeah, 42-ish. It looks like he makes contact with the ball. There. That he's covering like, 3 yards-ish there real quick. Love that coming downhill. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's nice that they found a good free safety in Kobe to let Julian just do all this stuff. Kobe does some of this stuff too, but like this is Julian's bag. When you talk about like a guy being better towards the line of scrimmage as a safety, like you mentioned that with stuff like guys like Jamal, other safeties they've had, even Cam. When you say that, it's not necessarily always starting near the line. Sometimes it's just like, let me just get you going forward. I feel like Chris, we used to talk about that with Jamal a lot. When you have him going backwards, not as great. Having coming forward like this, he was making some of these plays, and Julian's making them even when not targeted. This is just the end zone angle of it. I want to throw that in here just because it shows that Julian right now should be on the jugs machine. Like you got to catch this. I asked him about it after the game. I was like, "What's the punishment for you dropping this?" And he was like, "Yeah." He kind of just stared. He was like, "That's crazy." he's like, "That's rare." You know, how did I drop that? So here we see same thing. Drake widens out, and then all right, Kyler's gonna let this rip. Another ball Kyler probably shouldn't throw, but again, not a Cardinals podcast. Oh, J Love. Oh, you gotta catch that. That's an easy one. A little encouragement from Ernest there. Let's go back to
All
that.
right, buddy.
On tape, that just looked crazy. Oh man, but you gotta catch that. But that's a great drive on the ball, though, regardless. Like I like that. It saved a big completion. We're gonna look at this again. The head tap is killing me from Ernest, man. It really is killing me. Oh, but man, yeah, that's right there. You know what,
Look at
Chris?
Spoon.
Looking back at this, should he have just stayed on his feet?
Yes, I was gonna
Was
say he
that
didn't
was
need to
that the
jump.
issue?
Yeah, he didn't need to jump. I think it was just a heat.
That's what it is.
Sometimes they throw heaters and you just want to get your body into it so it doesn't hurt your hand as much. And that's what he did. And it resulted in him jumping, dropping, and falling without the football.
Yeah, I'm just now noticing. Yeah, if he stays on his feet,
That's
that's
a house
probably it.
call.
Yeah. Then it is maybe. Let me look at the wide zone angle here real quick on that. Let me see. Let's see if he stays on his feet. Can he score? Oh,
Number
maybe.
four is number 4 and number 31 are your only threats, but no one
I'm
Spoon. Oh,
I'm
that's not
thinking
Spoon.
I'm thinking Ernest Jones was in the middle, cleans out 4, and then
And
it's
then you
really
just
just can he get by can Spoon, who's at the bottom of the screen, get in front of 31? That's
that's
probably.
Reek, I believe. Is that not Reek?
Oh, is that Reek? Oh yeah, it
I
is
think
Reek.
that's
Yeah,
Reek. Yeah.
Can Reek lead block? It's maybe he doesn't score, but he probably is getting to the in the red zone
For
with like
sure.
40 seconds left, and then yeah, game may be different. Anyway, yeah, I'm just now noticing that watching it again. Probably didn't need to leave his feet
No, he
there,
didn't.
but it's just still a good play. I want to criticize the drop too much. It is just a good play. It's what you want your safeties to be on, beyond all that stuff underneath. Particularly, again, this is all to their best player, right? I think this is the last play I have. This is in the fourth quarter. And I mentioned earlier they hit a corner route on Job and Love, probably Kyler's best throw. That wasn't the Marvin Harrison touchdown. And here is something we've talked about on the pod before. I love doing this on the pod, is when the rush and the coverage, like the coach always says, work together here. Because, and I mentioned this on our one big thing too. Kyler wants this. He either wants the short route or he wants the corner. I'm sure it's probably the corner first because it's Marvin Harrison. So that's at the bottom of the screen. I want it. Nothing there. Like this is a Job highlight and a Julian Love highlight. So shout out to 29 and 20 on this. Kyler can throw this, but I mean, God bless. Right? This is getting picked. You throw that. I believe he will catch that. And instead of being able to throw it, you got to hold it, and now you're cooked. Kyler just dropping his eyes way too fast. Chenna gets his second sack of the game. So here's the end zone angle. So you can see Kyler getting ready to go. And whether he wants Dortch on this or whether he wants Marvin, doesn't matter. Neither one's there. Tyrese is right there. Julian's reading Marvin. Job's dropping. Just good stuff against a 4-man rush with 5 guys. And then he's got to hold it. And then Chenna's like, come here, little man. Come here. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Let's watch that one more time. I like this play. I really did. Rushing the coverage, working together. And there we go. So that's my J Love plays. Chris, you can take those out. But really good stuff though. I just thought, on their best guy. Again, I don't think their best guy is Marvin. I think it's Trey McBride. And if you play fantasy, you probably agree. So just really impactful stuff. It just stood out to me, Chris, when I asked Aiden Durde. I was just like, what do you like about the way Julian's playing? It's like a couple weeks ago, I think. And he was just like, Julian's one of our best players. And he doesn't get referred to as that as much, but he should. He should. I've last thing before we close you guys out. I interviewed Julian for a story that is out now. By the time you guys hear this, and I think it's like the 3rd time already this year that I've had a one-on-one interview with Julian, and it's entirely about another player. I think I did one for like Job, and then I think Spoon maybe. So I told him after, I was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry. The J Love story is coming. I'm gonna write one of those too." But he's just so colorful with talking about other guys that it really helps. But the reason why I told him, like, "Hey man, the J Love story is coming," because I see the tape. That's good ball. That's good ball right there. So, and that's gonna matter on Sunday. It is the way he can get downhill, show Baker Mayfield those 2 highs, and then say, "All right, you're gonna check this down," which Baker will do. Let me come downhill and make you think about that. So and what Chris was showing, what AJ is going to matter too, because the Bucks have the best run defense in the league, second best. So don't have to run the pill. So those are standout plays from week 4. Shout out to AJ Barner. We're gonna get you a name for that celebration. Don't let me forget that, Chris, and all you guys too. Don't let me forget. Make sure I ask AJ. Shout out to Julian Love making plays on the opponent's best guy, either forcing incompletions, forcing the ball to go somewhere else, forcing Kyler to do something he shouldn't, which he did multiple times in that game. So yeah, shout out to the rush or just the coverage working together, or coverage working with each other. Chris, we got anything else before we get him out of here?
Didn't you do something like write a book? Or something?
There we go. Shameless plug with the book. Here we go. All right. A curated history of the Legion of Boom era. There you go. Go ahead and get that wherever books are sold. Amazon, Barnes and Noble. You can buy them from me at the games. Just DM me on any social platform. Mike Dugar is on X. Dugar Mike on Instagram. DMs are open. Even if I don't follow you, I'll see it. Just hit me up. Let me know. I'll meet you at the Tunnel Club, pregame or halftime. By postgame, it's too late, and I will sign your book. We can take a selfie, whatever you want to do. So appreciate the love on that. Before you guys get out of here, like, subscribe, comment, review, do all the good stuff. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Seahawks Man to Man is the name of both of those handles. And then Chris will catch them. What's that? Postgame show.
After the game. Yep.
That's right. All right. You guys have a good weekend. Be safe. We'll talk to you on Monday morning. Peace.